Hello all in Crazy Land, this is your girl Crazy here, coming to you today to talk about a subject that most people don't like to talk about. Um, and that is, most people don't like to talk about cancer. And a lot of times that's because they don't know how to. So I'm going to share with you my experience, and maybe this can help you, or maybe you can show this video to someone who is going through it, or someone who has family members going through it, or you know someone like a friend, a family member who is going through it, and maybe they need this. So a lot of times, whenever you first hear that you have it or think you do, it's scary. It really is. I remember having a golf size lump right here, and I was having issues breathing and eating, and at the time I didn't have insurance. And I know that anything that messes with any of those two functions is going to be big, or is going to be serious. I was hoping it was just like a really bad infection, but unfortunately it wasn't. And when you have no insurance, doctors in the ER tend to slap you with a band-aid and kick you out the door. A week later, I had injured my back a bit, and I went to a walking clinic. And the doctor there was nice enough to say, as long as you pay the office visit and for the x-ray, because I told her about the lump, she would work with me on the rest of it. So in a walking clinic, I don't know if you know, but like, you have the walls around you. Sometimes you'll have like a door, or sometimes you'll have a curtain, so it's not like too secluded to where you're completely cut off from everybody. But they do have sometimes completely closed in rooms. So when you move from one room that's kind of semi-open to a completely closed room, you kind of get scared, and you kind of get like nervous, because it's something bad if they do that. And she said it was cancer, or it could be. So she was completely awesome, this doctor, and waived her fee and pretty much paid for the whole entire visit. Like, she's like, y'all don't owe me nothing, just let's get you taken care of. She found me a doctor in Pensacola to work with me, even though I didn't have any insurance. And from then on, it was just awesome, because that oncologist in Pensacola, he said the first words out of his mouth was, let's not worry about money, let's start treatment. And that's one thing that whenever you go through something like this, having awesome doctors like that can make a difference. Another thing that can make a difference is your support system. I had friends and family around me that came through, that pretty much was like my rock, especially my mom, because she's the one that took care of me the most. But when she couldn't, like when her work couldn't get her off, on those days, my friend stepped up, or my mom's boyfriend at that time, who became her husband, stepped up and took me whenever they could. Another reason why I say having a good support system like that is a good thing to have is because my friends accommodated their schedules to kind of meet my needs. And that is also a good thing. Like, if you don't know how to talk to somebody, or if you don't know what to say or how to act around them, act like you've always acted. Like, my friends, they never changed the way they acted around me. The only thing is they accommodated my special kind of need to go to sleep early, because I didn't have any energy whatsoever. Like, literally 8:30, 9 o'clock, my butt was in bed. Also, having doctors that worried or cared about your mental as well as physical state is a good thing, because my doctor always pushed me. And then like I said, my family always pushed me to don't stay inside, go out. So I've been in remission for about 10 years now. It was a long, hard battle. I went through about 3 chemos, radiation stent, and in the final rounds, it was a bone stem transplant. And if anyone knows what dialysis is, that's what a bone stem transplant does. It'll take your own bone cells, siphon it off like a dialysis machine, and then once they give you the chemo to pretty much do a whole body flush, they put your good cells back in. So a lot of things could have gone wrong. At one point in time they thought it was in my bone, but it wasn't. They thought I had another mass near my heart, but it just turned out to be fluid. But God really pulled through, and so did my support system. If you want to know how to talk about cancer, just honestly sit down and have a conversation with the person or with the people around you that know of someone going through it, or even if you just know a neighbor who's going through it. I mean, you're not alone, or if you're going through it, you're not alone. I'm a survivor. I've been for 10 years now, but it doesn't mean that everyone is, because my grandfather, God rest his soul, died halfway through my treatment from bone cancer, which originated from his prostate. So he never told anyone until it was like obvious, because he lost weight so fast. But that's one thing you don't really need to do, is keep it in. If you have it and you haven't told your family about it and you're trying to keep it together, don't. Because in all honesty, my grandfather even said at the end that he wished he would have told us sooner, and he wished he would have had better doctors than what he did. So my steps in doing this is so, one, you can know a little bit about me, and then two, so you can honestly talk to people and know that you're not alone. Sit down and have a regular conversation. Even though it is a touchy subject and people sometimes don't know, please do. Even though my friends accommodated me and hung out with me, I still had a friend that told me straight to my face, hey, I honestly can't deal with it because I just went through something bad and I just can't. And I understood, and we still hung out, and she's still my friend today, even though we only keep in touch through Facebook. But she was upfront with me, and I think that's what people need to do, is like be upfront, let them know exactly what's going on. Don't sit there and shut down and shut, your friend or your sister, your brother, your mother, whoever's going through it out. Let them know, hey, I'm having issues dealing with this, processing this. I know it's you who's physically going through it, and you must be doing the same thing. But let's try to figure this out together. Let's sit down and go through the options. Go through what we can do to make it better. If you're the mother, daughter, sister, caretaker. I'm sorry, I get tongue-tied sometimes. Don't get discouraged if they lash out at you, please. Talking about the people who you're taking care of, because a lot of times you're going to catch the brunt of all their emotions, and know that it comes mostly from that. Because if, like, whenever I had cabin fever is what I call it, because for like a month and a half when I had my bone stem transplant, I had to stay in that hospital on that floor, and I could not get off of it, because basically my immune system was so weak that if I caught anything, literally, it would not have been good. So I had to stay in there, and I got cabin fever, and I broke down, and I cried, and I like yelled at my mom, like, why do I have to be here? And she was a trooper. She really was. And her friends and her work friends all came through for her, as far as helping her out with, getting off for her coworkers, even doing a chili cook-off twice in 2 days because there was so much chili, to help her out financially, because, going back and forth, kind of put a toll on her. Then our church held a benefit for me, to help out along as well. So, like I said, find a support system. If you don't have people around you and you're by yourself, find a group. And if you're antisocial, there's a group on Facebook for everything. I even have a fan page if you want to go to it. And I'll try to put the link in the description below. But, and if not, I'll definitely put my Twitter, my Instagram, and talk to me, message me, and you can, I'll talk to you. I'll let you know what's going on. And I'll even, you know, help any way I can, even if it's just with this video. But like I said, just talk. Don't be afraid to voice your feelings or voice your opinions. Now, that's my experience. Yours might be different. And, you know, you got to find what works for you. Because that's what worked for me is, you know, everything that happened, everything that went on. But in all honesty, what it comes down to is the people and your mindset of how you want to deal with it. Because, I mean, I went through the highs and the lows. It wasn't all cheery and everything. Trust me, I went through lows. My friends can tell you that too. But that is really what I wanted to say and share with you guys today. Is how to really do that. And that's just talk. And it's not, you know, making a big deal out of it. It's just having a casual conversation like I'm having with you. So, thank you for listening, and I hope this helps you. If you liked it, hit a thumbs up. If you didn't, hit a thumbs down. Leave a comment below. Subscribe if you want to see more. I don't know if I'll have many more how-to videos like this, but, I mean, like I said, I'll do pretty much my life through these videos, so. Love y'all. Bye, Crazyland. Mwah.